Hey, what's up, y'all? It's a Thursday.
He's going to the show and he gets up and walks away.
It's like, fuck this. I'm out. I'm out, y'all. What's up,
I was
y'all?
like, I'm out here. Bye, guys. See you later.
Nobody needs to be here. We're done here. What is that? A Yankees hat too? Wearing it backwards, just so that you know.
Not even
that
a
the
Rockies
Rockies are
hat.
better.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want the hair in my face and everything.
Well, I was actually gonna bet Nick $5 that you were going hoodie today. So I'm glad that I didn't get a chance to say it.
No,
I lost the bet.
I'm back in the game. I'm up and showering. I'm getting up at normal times again. I'm myself. We're doing good.
Nice.
That's good, man.
No hoodies or nothing.
I like the hoodieless Evan. You're looking
I
like
like the hoodie. Yeah, I don't like when Evan's like, like he's all like, dark.
No.
You can't see him, and he's a bit.
No, I don't like that Evan either.
Hey, Evan.
That's hyper.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
Coming for Evan.
Hey, y'all. What's up? Hey,
you must learn what you have unlearned.
I just want to say, before we get too far into this show, what's up, y'all? It's the Diogenes Club here on the Sick of the Shit publications. I'm Nick Parrow, not your dad, joined by my friends, Dr. Eric Lulov, pediatrician. No, not pediatrician.
No, what an ankle surgeon.
Right. Ankle surgeon. Does foot stuff and trauma and wound healing.
Sorry, everybody. Nick's carrying Walter around on his back all day.
I'm carrying Walter on my back today, so I got a heavy load. So let me just show y'all. I'm literally carrying Walter on my back.
So the microphone.
I got Walter on my back today. Hey, if you want any merch, there's a cool QR code right next to Evan or Eric's head. Other side. That way, yep. QR code for the Sick of This shop, and y'all should come get some cool merch. We've got the Now You Know, so you can grow sweatshirts, coffee mugs, both left and right-handed, and some chronically illing out stuff.
You can double your coffee in the morning.
Oh yeah, you can get 2 mugs, one for your left, one for your right. That way you have the primary image always facing out as you smash people over the head with them. The 15-ounce ones are pretty solid mugs. They're big. They're good quality.
We're not advocating buying merch for violent acts, however.
No. Drink your coffee or whatever you put into your coffee or your tea, or your alcoholic beverage or your straight non-alcoholic beverage. Whatever you put into your coffee mug, like, it's useful. It's a nice mug. I use
good prices too.
Yeah, I'm trying not to gouge y'all. We live in, and yeah, I'm trying to keep prices low because it's not about making a ton of money off of y'all. It's about hanging out, getting some ability to pay some of the folks that are working with me as volunteers. Like, I'm going to use this eventually to drive the volunteer pay, basically. And turn some folks into full-time employees rather than volunteers with me. I've got 2 incredible folks behind the scenes who really, really do a lot with Beth Cruz and Courtney. Hey, y'all, you're in the chat. You're amazing.
Love you, Courtney.
So much. Thank you, guys. Thank you both for so much. I love you both. I can't do what I do without the both of y'all. You have helped in so many amazing ways. And so thanks. And hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Diogenes Club again. We have a fun show today, I think. We don't have any Walter. He's on my back. How are you guys feeling today?
I'm going to channel Walter for a little bit today.
We'll do
I'm good, man. I'm just finishing up ordering the sweatshirt right now. Hang on.
Nice. I got to get on that.
Let me see. Come on.
Card decline.
There we go.
Oh, man.
I actually have money now. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, shit. Look at that. I even got the notification that his order went through.
Damn.
Nice. Good job, Evan.
That's quick.
Today's a good day, man. Prince Andrew got arrested on his birthday.
Yeah, right. Oh, you're just leading off with you're going for the fences right off the bat, huh?
Yeah, Happy birthday, Prince or former Prince Andrew.
Former Prince Andrew.
I woke up randomly around 3:00, and it was like the first thing that I saw was like breaking news: Prince Andrew arrested on his birthday, and I was like, "Oh, Trump's got to be shitting himself right now." But
he's been doing that for a few months now already, medically.
Yeah, he does that anyway. So
and
he's got a heavy order.
That's why I call him Droopy Shitting Pants.
He's shitting extra today, but that probably means we're gonna bomb Iran this weekend or something.
Actually, yeah. You know what, guys? That's probably gonna be what's happening. That's you don't see military air convoy like we've been seeing. I think who posted that? There was Malcolm did it. Malcolm posted it of all the air traffic over Central Europe right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's guys, we're distraction number 832 of this administration to avoid the Epstein files. Breaking news: Trump's attacking Iran.
It's so fucking crazy because, like, the thing is if, say we win the midterms, say Democrats take over and everything, there's a clean sweep, you still have to go through the whole process of the DOJ is not going to indict him or anything. You still have to go through the whole impeachment process. Nobody's going to get arrested. It's just going to be, it's still wait and see. But at the same time, we got to put pressure on them to stop some of this bullshit and get some consequences.
Good.
Yeah. So
I wish I could read German better.
Well, that's why Google has an AI translator.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up a site.
You didn't write one.
We've got
no. Oh, yeah.
Unconditional
Babies
love.
are the best.
We're in the middle of something here.
Yeah, you're in the middle of getting love.
Me for a change.
Later.
Yeah, you love me, Dad. Hey, pay attention to me.
Right.
I'm right here. Ooh, they're talking to me.
Give me
I can hear
treat.
them.
I give you
I
kiss.
can hear them. Oh, he's a puppy.
Who
Oh, he's a puppy.
Who wants a cookie?
No, I was trying to read into some of there's some articles with what's going on around Iran, and I just found one it's in German from 6 hours ago but it's around us expecting to attack a military site. The US expected to attack important military sites in a possible attack on Iran, including the Parchin, where countermeasures are underway. So like the Iranians are working on bunkers and items on their bases. And yes, and we've also moved a ton of other assets into the region that shouldn't be there. Like we've moved Patriot battery systems out of Japan that were used for Taiwan's protection and are moving them into the Middle East region. Like there is a purposeful buildup there.
He loves that shit.
Shane Yerrick talked about this actually, I think his theory on this is that, and I'm inclined to believe it, is that the US in partnership with Israel is going to take over the Strait of Hormuz in some way.
Yeah.
And because if they can take that over, they then control oil assets going out towards China. And it forces, if Iran wants to further integrate with China, because the Iranian state is basically a Chinese surveillance system. Like most people don't realize that is the Iranian state uses all of the Chinese surveillance systems on their people too. It is a Orwellian state and a theocracy. Like it's pretty bad. And what they will end up doing, in my estimation, is they would create a new Silk Road style thing where instead of trying to export oil through the Strait of Hormuz, we would force them as a nation basically to have to build a pipeline across like Asia to actually get oil exports back into China. So I think it's a way that the US is intentionally trying to take over the Strait of Hormuz because, New Gaza needs all that oil being exported out of those areas, and the U.S. has to have its hands in all that money, or else, what are the global elite pedophiles going to do if they don't have access to all the resources themselves?
Exactly. Oh my god,
it's so weird to say that.
It does.
Like global elite pedophiles. Like global I don't want to give the QAnon folks any credit. And at the same time, they were right that there was a global elite group of pedophiles. They were just telling us the wrong group. Yeah, They were all deflecting because it was all just projection.
Right. Well, that's because Epstein funded all that, remember?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Right conspiracy, wrong culprit.
Right.
Pretty much what it was.
So by the way, guys, there are two really breaking news stories I wanted to go over real quick if we're done with Iran. We can always come back to Iran because we might be on the show and Trump hits the airfield. So
you never know.
The first one, and kind of you guys, I don't know if you guys talked about this, you and Shane, with Palantir moving from Denver to Miami.
No, we haven't talked about that
yet. Yeah, they moved so Palantir's moved from Silicon Valley to Denver in 2020 was motivated by his criticism of the decadent culture there. And the relocation now to Miami signals a more continued effort to distance itself from the environment. And of course, Florida offers a friendlier tax environment and has welcomed a wave of billionaires and executives in recent years because there's no state income tax here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first one. So that was the first story. The second story, and take note, DOJ, because this is really, pardon my language, fucking simple. Okay. Former South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol was sentenced to life imprisonment 14 months after his December 2024 insurrection martial law declaration.
Yes.
14 months. They basically, I mean, he's expected to appeal, but guess what? 14 months, everybody. That's how long it could take. Like literally, like by, mid 2020.
This time next year.
Right. This time next year, we could have a lot of people in prison.
We could even have that before then. Like,
it's amazing what
I don't even
happens
think it
when-
has to take 14 months. Look at what's happening in New Mexico with Zorro Ranch and the investigation, that Truth Commission that they just opened up, and Rep Stansberry, their New Mexico's representative, one of their representatives, was talking about it on Lincoln Square this morning.
Yeah, she's awesome. Man.
Yeah, I was listening in. I listened into the first half of it because I wanted to listen to Dana on the Daily Whatever with Anna Wick. That was a really good conversation.
I gotta watch the replay.
But Marie Stansberry was incredible. Like, she answered the questions that were asked her. She gave really concise and clear answers around what the DOJ is doing and the cover-up that they are committing. And she openly said in the interview that she believes Bondi perjured herself during the testimony, which is a huge statement to make from a congressional member, because that means she will press charges. Yeah, and she didn't, she didn't perjure herself or anything. She wouldn't look at the survivors behind her. Also, adding to your list of news, here's a third thing. Our illustrious VA Secretary, Doug Collins, has decided to publish a final rule. A new rule around rating for VA.
For the new
VA
ratings and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And re-ratings is if your medication is making you better, they want to rate you lower. So they want to rate you lower just because you're medicated so that they can pay you less. And guess how this went through? Because the last time the VA tried to push something through, it was the abortion stuff. And
yeah,
it impacted, and that impacts my family directly because Champ VA is the healthcare system that I'm on, and we can't get female reproductive access for either my wife or my daughter, and that's fucking atrocious. Is now the VA is not even providing advance notice or public comment. This rule was enacted without advance notice or public comment. Quote from VA Secretary Doug Collins, quote, providing advance notice and prior opportunity for public comment is impractical, and contrary to the public interest.
Which, by the way,
Doug Collins.
So from an administrative services, that actually violates the Administrative Services Act. That automatically violates the Admin Services Act. Right then and there. Just that decision right there is enough to have an injunction filed in federal court against the VA from doing this. Because under the Administrative Services Act, by statute, they have to have a 45-day public comment period.
Yeah.
And it has to be published in the Federal Register. So there are certain administrative steps that every agency has to go through. And that's why there's an ASA, not Assistant U.S. Attorney, but that's why there's the Administrative Services Act. And that falls under multiple 42 section U.S. codes. And the only reason why I know this, everybody, is because I do a lot of HHS appeals, and a lot of this falls under the ASA and the Medicare Provider Integrity Manual and the Administrative Services Act and the Social Security Act and 42 USC 1915. So,
and can I just give everybody an idea real quick of like what the real life implications of that are? Because I fought with the VA for, I mean, almost pretty much ever since I got out of the Army and got medically discharged. And the thing about the rating system is it's fucked up in the first place because none of the math adds up. Like you can, like when I got out, you can have a 50% disability, a 30% disability. Like say I got 50% for mental health, like generalized anxiety disorder, depression or something. Then I got 30% for like my shoulder, then a bunch of 10% for tinnitus and things like that. The VA already does their fucked up math, however the system is exactly, and that'll come out to like 60%, right? So that 60% is going to be probably, I don't know what it is right now, maybe $2,100 a month. You're approaching the poverty line and everything. So what a veteran's going to do as they get out and as they see like their conditions and they start to be seen for and more, go to therapy, go to medication management, all that stuff, they're going to go, hey, I'm fucked up more than I realized. Like I went through more than I realized. Like this is why I'm having a tough time. This is why I'm not sleeping. Right. This is affecting my daily life. And there are like a lot of times where the doctors will talk to you and they'll be like, no, this is PTSD. This isn't just generalized anxiety disorder like the Army or they initially rated you at. And that's going to affect the percentage. Now, at the same time, you're not able to maybe work full time. You're not able to function as a fully functioning human being, a grown adult and everything. And you rely on that money, you rely on that healthcare, you rely on those benefits to get through life, to be able to support your family and everything. So you're going to go back and you're going to appeal to the VA and you're going to say, hey, they're telling me that my disability is worse. So when you apply for that, you go through the whole process and you're going to have like your rating appointment. You go in there, and when you're dealing with mental health stuff, you have good days and bad days. Everybody knows that. And the trick is with the VA is you always tell them about your worst day. What's the worst day that you have? The panic attacks, the crying, the calling the veterans suicide line, the veterans crisis line, all of that. And it's just on a whim because your medical records and the writing and everything aren't going to give the rater, whoever is in Virginia or whatever doing the rating, it's not going to give them the full context and the full story of your problems every day. And if you get a shitty rater and that rater sends them like, oh, he seems all right, like he's not having more than 3 panic attacks a week, you know, all that shit, they can drop your rating from 50% down to 30% for that mental health stuff. And then you get a letter in the mail because some dude over in Virginia decided that he knows more about your disability than the doctors who are seeing you every day. And then that 60% goes down to 40%. And now you're making $1,400 a month or $1,200 a month. And then you have to go out and try and find a job now when you're not fully able to work and everything. And you're struggling to support your family and stuff. And now, like Nick said, with that legislation, they can do this shit on a whim. They can send you a thing that says, like, you have to come back in for a reevaluation. And they're going to ding these people every time because the appeals are going to take too long to do and people aren't going to want to fight the system. So this is going to affect a lot of people.
And because these conditions that most veterans have are not considered permanent, they get to reevaluate at will.
Yep.
And the only ones of us who are at the moment safe are those who are 100% permanent and total disability, because that is hard to get. That is nearly impossible to get re-rated at. Like, I can't be re-rated unless I stop going to my doctor's appointments. Then they'll re-rate me. But if I continue to use the service at least once a year and maintain my yearly appointments, the VA cannot touch my rating, but it can for so many others.
Yep.
Like, I'm super fortunate that I am at the disability rate that I am, because it affords me the ability to not work a full-time job. Like, I work on Substack and I do the work here and I do all of this stuff behind the scenes, but I can't work a full-time job. I can't be in an office for 8 hours. I can't even be in my office for a full day. Like, I'm I'm down half the time. Like I wish I could hold a full-time job all the time and be fully available, but like I can't. And like that, it affords the fact that I'm fully disabled right now affords me the ability to actually live a basic life where I'm not losing my house right now. Like I'm able to pay my bills. I'm able to, but we can't do anything else. It's not like I live a high life. I don't go places. I haven't been on a vacation in years. Like what we consider vacation is going like up into Missouri to a nice hotel for a couple days. Like
Yeah, like a staycation.
yeah, like a staycation, or our kids go to grandma's house and we get a couple nights to ourselves. Like for us, just like so many other people, that's what vacation is. It's nothing different than normal everyday life. Just I don't have to be in front of the computer on those days.
Yeah, and
I can't afford any of that. Like I can't afford a good life past that, but I have at least with the VA, I have medical care that I don't have to pay out of pocket prices for. I have medical care. My wife has medical care too because of her disabilities. My kids get access because of Champ VA, and I get access to higher education for my kids because of my disability rating.
But
I feel
you
really
also-
fortunate.
yeah, and the reason is though you paid for it.
Yeah, like my body fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like
And
I wish I could sit home at night and be under a pain level of like 8. Like my normal at home nighttime pain level for normal people would be an 8. Like I sit there and my leg is from my left leg from toe to up my side to about here is like in flames and on fire. You touch it and it just goes off.
Yeah,
we're gonna
talk off. We're gonna talk off camera. We have to really talk off camera.
I haven't slept on my right or on my left side in like 8 years, I think. But what you're saying is it scares people like us too, Nick. Is like I fought for, and I feel like scared of the government even saying that I have 100% total disability. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, what are they gonna do? Like, am I gonna say something? But it's even with that, it's fucking scary. Like having to think about them coming after us too, and it's just
like what happens if they do though? Like we speak out and speak up all the time. Like if my family loses VA coverage and my benefits and my wife's benefits or things like that, we're done. Like that's crippling. We would be, and like one of our friends Neuro said in the chat is it's going to come down for some people is between getting your medication and affording a house or living.
Well, this is what they want. They want us sick, sicker actually, and uneducated and poor.
At least we won't have to pay rent in the concentration camps. I guess that's a positive.
Wow, shit.
I've already got a tattoo right here, so they can't put one on that side.
Jesus, Evan,
I'll get a matching one for this
Happy?
side.
You want to change your title from happy again to something else after that comment? God.
Hey, I'm thinking positive, all right?
Hey, he's looking on the upside. Remember, like
at the bright
PragerU
side of
teaches,
things.
is those slaves learned something and they had fun while they were in the slave camps.
Oh my
remember?
God,
Don't worry.
that was really deep. Holy shit.
Could you imagine us all in the
God.
same concentration camp? We would fucking
Oh my
give
God.
them hell.
Oh my God, we'd be doing like entertainment shows. We'd be doing like the Three Stooges. Like we'd be doing
the
like
Four Musketeers
like
would be
Who's on
coming
First.
out. We
Walter
can't
and I would
forget
be-
Walter. Walter's going to be there with us
Walter
too.
and I would be doing like the Who's on First routine.
Evan and I will relive the year that the Red Sox swept or came back and beat the Yankees to then sweep the World Series. And we'll just replay those. We'll just replay that forever for everyone. But I mean, we'd keep it fun. At least we'd have fun before we all
Absolutely.
die. Like
Well,
we'd
we
have
planned
some good
mutiny.
laughs.
It's
I would make sure that the guards knew which one I would consider the smegalomaniac of the bunch. And we'll find mushrooms and just hand them over to people throughout like our visits.
I literally just feel, and this is the shitty part. This is really the shitty part about where we're at, is the fact that like we are having these conversations that our federal government, our tax dollars are paying these fucksticks running these agencies, right?
Mhm.
And they are deliberately making policy to hurt people, deliberately,
Yeah.
intentionally, right? It is intentional hurt to hurt a veteran who has not just, and it's not just the veteran, it's the veteran's family, it's their kids, it's the people they interact with, it's their access to the facility, it's their access to the pharmacies, it's their access to the choice program, it's their access to their own, after putting on the uniform, taking the oath, whether you served in battle, served on a warship, served at a naval base or an air station, it doesn't matter. You sacrificed a certain amount of time and put your life on the line so that those pieces of shit can fuck everybody else's life up. That's not how this was supposed to work. That was not the plan. All right. The whole point of creating the VA system was to have the federal government say, "Thank you, sir and ma'am, for risking your life for our freedom. And now we're going to take care of you." Right? That was
After
the whole
they
purpose.
fucked
That was
up Vietnam so bad.
Yeah.
Right. But the whole idea was to basically say, thank you for sacrificing your
Mhm.
personal and your family's freedom and your family's sacrifice for us so that
And
we can live a better life here. Right. And you got, listen, it's not perfect. Like our system of government is far from perfect. Right. But wasn't that the whole point, was to form a more perfect union, and it was to keep running the experiment?
Mhm.
Okay. I would say from a scientific laboratory standpoint, this experiment fucking blew up in the hood. Like, I mean, this was like, this right where we are right now, this part of the experiment, bad equations, bad chemistry, bad calculations, just scrap it. Like, this is the Bunsen burner blowing over all the glassware in the hood, and you just got to this is like, do you remember in chemistry, guys, when you took a piece of magnesium and you put it into hydroxylic acid and you had to do it in the hood so you could hear that, right? This is like, and if you screwed up the molar concentration of the hypochloric acid, the hydrochloric acid, you had a bigger bomb. Well, that was me. That was me in chemistry. I missed the decimal point, and I actually had a little bit bigger explosion in the hood than I wanted.
Oh my
Or you
God.
could be like my brother's friend who put a giant piece of potassium in water and it exploded and landed in his hair. And
God.
he tried to catch his head on fire. My brother is actually one of my brothers. One of my brothers is actually the reason that my school has certain rules. My high school had certain rules in it by the time I was a senior, because their senior chemistry project was they made gunpowder and fireworks, and then they shot them
Nice.
off on school property. And the teachers were like, "Well, we can't get you in trouble because there was no rule explicitly forbidding it. But don't ever do that again."
And we're about to create some new rules.
We're going to create all the new
Right?
rules. So by the time I was a senior, we didn't have as many fun things because my brother and his friends made it less fun for the rest of us. Thanks, brother.
We're about
Thanks,
to create
Steve.
some new
You screwed it
rules.
up.
Fuck that.
But
There's
yeah,
always
so
somebody.
there was a really good question I wanted to bring up because we haven't brought it up around this. Was thanks, Nancy, for asking this in the chat. Are these rating changes to the VA going to be proactive? Are they going to be backdated, or are they going to allow, I hate that term, but grandfathered in? Because this is all really disturbing.
So
and I don't know.
Okay, so I can answer part of this from a admin law issue. Okay. So this is all covered by, I think, 38 CFR something, 42, I think. So the legal challenge to all this is going to be how they apply it and how they apply. So what's going to have to happen is there's going to have to be a case where they've gone back and have relabeled somebody who now has a direct effect claim against the VA for a wrongful rating.
Oh, God.
So they have to institute the rule, and then they have to have then they've got to actually have a test case to challenge the legal part of it, and that's pretty much what's going to wind up happening. But until that happens, so what they can do though is the attorneys for the appellant can, or the petitioner, excuse me, in this case, whichever veteran gets re-rated the wrong way, can actually ask the court for a stay ruling on implementation of the rating system until the judge can parse out the legality of the law versus the order. And that's pretty much how administrative law works with the government. There has to be like some sort of test case. We do this. I do this a lot in the ALJ hearings with HHS when they want to claw back money or they want to change a determination that was already made by the contractor. So that's kind of how it works. It's not like nothing's permanent. There's always a way to battle it, but unfortunately, you need an attorney that specializes in this work, and it's not cheap.
Mhm.
Now
they're going to go after someone who's disabled and someone who's probably trans or minority group first, because they're the easiest targets in their opinion, and they think people are going to care less if, say, a trans veteran has their rating redone compared to maybe a female veteran has her rating redone. They're gonna
They'll label the
war.
mental health thing the problem.
They're going to culture war the shit out of it.
Now, the interesting thing I have, sorry, Nick, go ahead.
And I was just going to say they're going to culture war the shit out of it, and it's going to be gross. And that's
the interesting question I have is: are they going to outsource the ratings to a third party, to like an outside contractor company? Okay, who would then be incentivized to reduce the ratings on veterans because then they would get a larger share of the contract reimbursement on the bonuses, right?
Yes.
You're seeing that. We see that now with the Wiser project for like Ohio, Texas, Oklahoma, for certain medical procedures that they're doing AI reviews on. They're paying these companies in the Wiser project to look at stuff like this. And then, so those companies have incentives to deny services. So those are the things that I don't know yet. And then we could probably do some more research and find out if they've farmed out the reviews to a agent, to an outside contractor agent.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Because I'm sure they're going to do them I'm sure they're going to use AI for it.
Oh, yeah, they're already starting to. It's already they're using it right now as like a filtering system, looking for keywords and shit like that to determine like which kind of rater they send it to be determined and everything. So yeah, the AI.
Yeah, we don't need controls on it.
I wonder if they're going to start asking what political party you or who you voted for, and what if you've ever given donations to anything. And I mean, I don't know. Like, they don't care about veterans, and this is bigger than veterans because they know that if they can get away with coming after veterans, they can get away with coming after anyone else in the country, because veterans are the most diverse group of people. And if we don't care, they're going to just then implement it into the Medicare system or the Medicaid system, and then they're going to start re-rating on their side in terms of, like we said, like accepting procedures or should you even get this claim accepted. They're going to just deny everything.
Social Security, disability, all that stuff.
That's where they're going to go first. They're going to go right from VA to SSDI, and then they're going to go after the Medicare fee-for-service, the regular Medicare beneficiaries who are still fee-for-service, who are not on Medicare Advantage.
Mm-hmm.
What the
This
fuck?
is a national security issue. Eric and I were talking about this earlier. This is a national security issue.
Yeah, Evan, we talked about that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to talk about what we're for, because that's one of the things I titled this show for a reason, about what we're for, not merely what we're against. We're against dismantling the fucking VA, and against dismantling healthcare, and against hurting people. But that's not just because we're against it. We're for people. We're for people because people have inherent value, and people deserve to be treated well, just for living, for existing. And if you're a veteran or a disabled person, which I'm both of, you deserve to get what you fucking were promised. We were promised care for the rest of our lives, and everyone else should get the same opportunity to care or have care. I want the VA system for everybody, just better, but I want the same system where we pay into it with our taxes and we get returns from it. And that's one of the returns, whereas we have a Secretary of Health and Human Sacrifices, RFK. The brainworm is back.
I need bear meat.
I injected mercury this morning and it tasted like iron. Oh, I love it. God, I hope he just has
So fucking bad.
Yeah,
I mean, listen.
I hope he
remember. I've sat
someday.
Hang on a second. One second, guys. I got to mute for a second. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I hope RFK gets the day he deserves someday soon, because fuck, like, he's literally these are all just policies to kill Americans, and we have to admit that on a policy level that they are doing it with murderous intent, because they believe in the school of thought that America is overpopulated by 2/3, and that we need to go down to 100 million people in this country. And the only way to get there, just remember, we have 340 plus million people in the country right now. The only way to get to 100 million is exterminate 240 million people or move them somewhere else. And that's what they're going to do. That's what they want to do. That's why they are getting rid of health care. Like, just getting rid of it. They don't want us to have health care. They want us to die sick, young, weak.
Guys, I said this to Melissa. They look at us, they look at people as a line item deduction on a spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They see veterans costing $28.7 billion a year. Well, we can line item that right off. We can cut that 90% and we are saving, and then we can take that money and put it into the ballroom.
Mm-hmm. Veterans are cheaper dead than alive.
Yeah. Most people are cheaper. Well, I know I'm actually, I'm worth more dead than alive. So, I mean,
I cost y'all a lot of money. I cost y'all a lot of money.
Nick, but I'm okay to pay for you. As a working American, I am more than happy to pay for any veteran who deserves care.
And the thing is,
every veteran, period.
Is everybody in the country should have the socialized fucking health care that veterans have through the VA and everything. And
we're going to have the conversation. We're going to have socialized medicine conversation now.
We
really going to do that?
We all have. We all pay tax dollars and we benefit. Well, veterans benefit from those tax dollars. We fucking pay for everything. And billionaires don't pay shit in taxes and they get more socialized fucking stuff than anybody. They get more social services than anybody, more bailouts and all that shit. And they don't pay shit in taxes. So it's like, what the fuck? We can pay for all this stuff. We just gave 80 billion to Argentina or something. So we can afford this shit.
To the banks to bail their asses out for the silver shortage. We're shorting silver the year.
I think Peter Thiel just got a new fat between $5 and $50 billion contract or some shit with the U.S. government. So like, we have the money. We're just using it to oppress people. Mm-hmm. I'm for everybody having socialized healthcare for all, healthcare for everyone. It should be a guaranteed right. I am an advocate for a social democracy, not a democratic socialist. I am an advocate for a social democracy. I think that's more important, and that's what we need. That's what Europe has. Many states in Europe, and they're doing so much better than we are. And what that means is the government pays for the medical insurance and the Medicare through our taxes, and we get access to that service as citizens for free because we've already paid for the damn thing.
Right. So you might have to wait 2 more weeks to get your knee replaced.
Oh yeah. Like, okay. Like I even people who say shit like that have never gone to the VA.
No.
Like people who are like, oh, you're going to wait so much time. Sometimes sure.
Go to the VA.
Other times I can walk right in and see my doctor.
But we can
also call my mental health team any moment of the day and they'll answer me.
Right. But we can also set up a system where if you can afford additional insurance to speed up your care, you can.
Yeah, fine.
No, we're not saying capitalism is bad, and we don't. I mean, we need capitalism. It's part of our DNA as Americans, as an American country, is to have capitalism. We want people to make money. We want people to be profitable. We don't need people poor and destitute because of a system that oppresses them because of medical debt.
Yeah,
It's so unnecessary. It's really completely unnecessary. I mean, like literally, it was like the story I put out like last month, which was like, this guy who had no insurance came in with a diabetic foot ulcer. I had to get him into a clinical trial, and thank God that I had a clinical trial I could get him into that at least now the care's covered. He's doing amazing, by the way. He's like healed his diabetic foot wound like 82% in 4 weeks, and he's doing so much better. And he's so much happy. Like he's on his way to literally. The whole point is to not make sure he doesn't recur. But but we don't get paid for preventative medicine. Our system is set up for completely reactive medicine. And this is what's completely fucked about our healthcare system and why it's broken is that as a provider, and it doesn't matter whether I was family medicine, internal medicine, gastro, spine, podiatrist, doesn't matter. None of us are incentivized or monetarily compensated for providing preventative care. Nobody is reimbursed in this country for monitoring somebody's hemoglobin A1C for their diabetes every 3 months to make sure they stay compliant. And then we are not rewarded as providers to make sure that we're working with our patients to stay that way. It's all reactive. Oh, you saw the patient. Here's your office visit, and here's your bill for the A1C, and that's it. Go get the laboratories. And there's no backside incentive to keeping that patient out of the hospital.
And it's more expensive in the long run.
Yeah. But
it makes
lobby
insurance companies money.
You have lobby groups like the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgery. I'm not calling out the orthopedics in particular, but they're like one of the worst ones where they literally, if they're not cutting, they're not making money because orthopedic surgeons don't know how to do anything but cut because that's what they're trained to do. Right. And then there's an incentive for the hospital system to have that surgery on a Medicare beneficiary because of the diagnosis revenue group, that they get X amount of dollars for that procedure. Right. And this is how the system is set up. And it's really bad. And it's unsustainable. It's not like and it's like Nick said, it's not like the Medicare trust fund's ever going to go bankrupt because they're always collecting tax money. That money's always being funded
Social Security. It's never going to go bankrupt.
Right. But it's just going to decrease what the funds availability is. It will decrease from year to year. And,
well, unless we taxed rich people better.
And, shit, if we actually taxed rich people, we wouldn't have any financial fucking problems. The top 0.1% of this country could probably pull us out of about 2/3 of our fucking national debt tomorrow morning.
Yep.
So,
I want to push back a little on one of the things you said about the healthcare.
Don't be pushing back, baby. No pushbacks.
I like pushing back.
No pushback. Remember, you're carrying Walter. You got to have to do it. You're gonna have to work twice as hard now.
I know, that's why I'm pushing back right now. Is the idea of being able to buy ahead in line is, I think,
that's not what I said. No. I'm saying is you could buy supplemental insurance that would allow you to
alternative services that aren't. Okay. Yeah. I wanted to make sure because some people in the chat, I think, also were.
No. What I'm saying is, let me clarify.
Let's not prioritize rich people ahead of poor people.
Let me clarify that if you can afford additional insurance beyond what is provided in a universal healthcare model, okay, that allows you to see a physician who participates outside of the universal healthcare system, that you can go and have your surgery done at a different facility and pay whatever additional fees there are, not to have it for free, but it's the same. It's an add-on to the system we have now, but not to the point where you're going to go ahead of people that are in the universal healthcare system line. Like it's not going to be like a fast pass at Disney.
Yeah, that would be, and that's, I think, the guardrail. I think that's one of the guardrails that if we were to do when we do something like this, because this has to happen. Like we keep talking about it and people are ready for it. I think at this point is the guardrail has to be there that just because you're rich doesn't mean you get healthcare faster. It just means you can buy healthcare at different services that are outside of the standard cares, which is with the money that we have in our country and the taxes that we could bring in if we instituted a wealth cap in this country of some sort would make all of that so feasible and so easy. In fact,
Well,
I bet your taxes would
decides
go
that?
down for it
So who
because
decides that?
who decides that? We
I'm
need
gonna
to
play
get
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. I'm gonna play the other side of the fence here. Who
Yeah.
makes that determination on what that wealth cap's gonna be? Who chooses?
we'd have to do it collectively through Congress. We'd have to have a Congress that would be willing to combat that idea because I'm not talking about a wealth cap that makes people unable to be wealthy. Like I want people to still be able to strive for the wealth that they want if they want it.
You think like $1 billion?
Start at $1 billion and
Start
move
at
it up with the
100
pace of
million.
inflation.
Start at 100 million and go on rates of inflation. Like I
So
don't
I-
even know what 100 million how you could live with $100 million. I can't even imagine what that would be like.
Okay, so I think step one first before we even do a wealth cap is we have to stop treating corporations as people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, like
And we need a
to
wealth
fix, we need to
minimum.
fix that. We need to fix that shit first. Like that, like there are certain like we've talked about this at nauseum on
Mhm.
different threads, and like there are certain things like we have our wish list, right? Like we have to stop taxing, we have to stop treating corporations as people. And I think somebody put in the chat, we have to stop allowing corporations to move headquarters to avoid paying taxes. Like if you do business in the United States, we're going to tax your company. It doesn't matter where your fucking base of operations is. You want
They gotta
to
stop
have a
that
base of
Delaware
operations in
bullshit.
Ireland? Yeah, you want to start in Ireland? But we don't care. You're gonna get taxed. You sell one product here, you build one product here, sell one product here, make a single U.S. penny. Well, I can't say that anymore. There's no more pennies.
Oh yeah,
They there's no more
stopped
pennies.
printing the pennies too.
Yeah, no more pennies, guys. Because you know it was
Six-
because it cost us
20,
2
25
cents.
pennies.
Because it cost us 3 cents to make a penny.
See, here I'm not totally against ending physical currency if there was a system that actually was safe and wasn't controlled by
Yeah, you can't
pedophiles.
right. You can't trust crypto, and you can't trust the This is kind of like going back to like back in the day before we had digital gas pumps, and this is how like the mafia would run stuff, right? This was the organized crime in New
Michael
York.
Francesi did the pump
Right?
or the pump
Right.
We should
They would-
talk. We should ask Lev
would
Parnas
set-
about it. He's talked
Lev
about
wrote
this
it. Actually,
exactly.
Lev talked about it in his book.
Mm-hmm.
This was part of how like the Ukrainian mafia handled.
Oh,
like,
I could
things in
go. I
Brooklyn.
could go off about this. I love the mafia. I know all of it. It was Michael Francesi. He was a member of the Lucchese family. His
Mhm.
dad was like a hitman in Brooklyn, and Michael had all kinds of connections like with the different families and stuff. And he worked with Russian mobsters in Brighton Beach. And these guys were running a tax scheme where they would charge, I think it was like 2 cents extra or something like that on a gallon of gas, and that 2 cents would go as a kickback to the Russian mob.
But
And
he actually pumped that 2 cents of gas.
yeah, mhm.
Right.
And then he was like, "Oh, well, the Italian mafia can do it." And these dudes were making like $20 million a week doing this shit.
Oh, Cosa Nostra did it. They were packeting 80. Lev in his book was saying how they were counting at the time when they were doing this, when he was as a driver, that they were counting anywhere between 8 and I think it was either 10 to 20 million or 8 and 10 million a week. They were counting cash. And then these guys would go to Atlantic City or go to Vegas, and they were playing $100,000 hands, like living
to
up
clean the money,
cleaning out the money and laundering it through the casinos, which were all owned by the families. Right? It's just like it was like
or Trump.
But at least we knew we knew it happened. Like we were okay with it. Like we just accepted that was okay, laundering money. Like it wasn't until like if you do too much of it, then it alerted the authorities and then it got shut down, whatever. But the way what they're doing now is just fucking disgusting.
And it's the government doing it too, like there's kind of like that when the mob was doing it, they were bad fucking guys, but there was kind of that like Robin Hood, like, oh shit, they're stealing from the man kind of thing, where they kind of got away with it. But when it's the government doing it, the people that are responsible for looking after your well-being, it's fucking, and they're running crypto schemes and shit like that. It's fucking crazy, man.
Speaking of that, do we still know if Stephen Miller's still living on the military base?
I think they all are. Christy Nome, all of them.
Yeah, I think that's what they're all doing now because they think that's safe. which it's not. The military will arrest you too, and you don't want to go to.
We know Nick
You
so
don't
well
want
now
to go
that
to
as soon as
military
that
prison.
comment- As soon as Nick made that comment, and we know him so well, like, we knew there was going to be another backside comment with the smirk.
There's so many fucking guns. There's so many.
Yeah,
Like, I'm going to go
Have you
live where those
met
guys are trigger happy.
MPs? Like, have you met has anyone met an MP before? Those dudes are angry. Those folks are angry because they do gate guard all day. All they do is sit at the post entrances and check IDs, and they're just mad. They'll pull you over for going 1 mile over the damn speed limit. Like, that's how pissed off they get. Like,
They
they're just
inspect your vehicle for something to do, like just
Yeah.
to keep themselves
Thinking
entertained.
about that. This is one of those things that the military did that I am surprised that some of these pro-pedo folks are willing to do, and I doubt that they get these inspections, is when I was in the Army, I was at Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington, and that was when they instituted the practice of checking trunks randomly at night because a sergeant major had been caught with an underage girl
Of course.
in his trunk, bringing her on base in his trunk. And then a first sergeant was caught. And then some like E7s and E6s were caught too, because they randomly checked trunks. I hope they start doing that with the Miller family and the Nome family, because, you know, Christie's has a history of shooting dogs in the face. Like,
You know, I
dog
had
killer
a
Nome ain't gonna be a nice person.
Sad.
In the-
I'm not laughing because it was just the way Nick said it. Actually,
in Alaska, like you, because I started thinking about like trafficking and stuff as soon as you brought up the people in the trunk. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was in Alaska, I was at Fort Wainwright, and there was an NCO in my section. He was an E5, like he was waiting to get kicked out and everything, and had to go through the whole court-martial process and all this, but they stuck him like in my section. He got charged with fucking like pimping girls out and stuff. And he was just there in Fairbanks, like pimping out girls to soldiers and everything, like trafficking women and stuff from the strip clubs. And he got caught by an underage, like, or an undercover officer or whatever that he solicited to work for him. And the Army just was like, all right, dude, you're just going to go back to your day-to-day thing. And he was still an NCO. So it was like this fucked up thing where he was going to get kicked out, and he was like trafficking women, but you still had to like respect his rank and like call him Sergeant so-and-so and show deference and everything. And it's just like this fucked up, especially looking back from the perspective now that dude was like trafficking women. And the Army was just like, all right, you can go back about your daily life, because he didn't go to prison or anything. He just kind of got the slap on the wrist and was allowed to go back on about his life and everything.
And this too, now, as we talk about this conversation with trafficking, and, you know, because that's a huge issue going on, is the military in general removed all of its reporting processes for sexual assault and abuse, and the SHARP programs, like they're tearing those down. They removed all the JAG officers from the Pentagon and the entire JAG branch that would be able to prosecute and protect soldiers and service members when or if things like this happen, or even prosecute the people who are performing these acts. Like the base joint.
Nick, you were skipping.
Oh no, did we lose him? Did we lose him? Yeah, there he is. There
He's
we
back
go.
now. Okay,
I'm back. Those NCOs got put by the military when they trafficked people onto base. That isn't going to happen anymore. Like, we are making an environment where trafficking is the norm. Right now, the US is currently turning into an environment where trafficking is okay. And that's going to give permission to one of these crazy idiots who's in a uniform to start doing it again and get away with it. And nobody's going to prosecute him for it. And that's the sad part. But going back to like the Stephen Miller and folks going on base, you're not safe, bros. Wrong choice.
Yeah.
Wrong choice. We just know where to find you now.
Yeah, right. Can we we flip gears here?
No.
Okay.
Never.
Never.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
What's up?
So there's a news story that published on Ground News that this is about a trade deficit. So we all know about the tariffs and how like Mr. Tariff thinks he knows what he's doing, right?
2-week tariff over there.
So here's what it goes. So the trade deficit narrowed from 904 billion to 901 billion in 2024. So Biden was still president, guys, and the trade deficit did narrow. So here's what pretty much happened. The tariffs have not had... Oh, Lev.
The big dog
Wait,
heard
what?
us talking
Big
about
dog's
him.
in. Oh, forget what I'm
Wait.
talking about.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
in the
shit.
chat.
Forget
Lev.
what I'm talking about.
You can join if you want, my friend. I sent you a text earlier that's got a show link. You're welcome to hop in with us and join in on as Eric fucking leaves.
He heard us talking about the Russian mob in Brighton Beach and was like, "Oh, I got fucking stories."
Yeah. Hey, Lev. Hey, if you don't know Lev Parnas, you probably should.
He's driving.
He's so he won't join us.
Oh, he's driving. Okay.
Good. Be safe, Lev. We'll have you on
Yeah,
for a
drive
show.
safe, buddy.
We'll have you on here soon because I want your thoughts in some of these conversations.
Oh yeah.
And this is yes. So what were you saying, Eric? We were shifting gears.
So the Commerce Department reported Thursday that the trade deficit narrowed to just over 901 billion from 904 billion in 2024. So in April, the U.S. companies front-loaded imports to beat the 10% across the board duty imposed after our fearless leader announced tariffs, including reciprocal levies. And basically, what pretty much happened was that the U.S. trade deficit closed in 2025 up 32.6% in December.
Okay.
So the tariffs are having the opposite effect. Our trade deficit increased a third, right? To 70.3 billion, right? I'm not surprised. Okay. And then basically, in a nutshell, the record trade deficit in goods reached a record high in the U.S.
But I thought we made billions of dollars and trillions of dollars already.
Yeah,
Didn't
where's my
Donald Trump
check?
tell us we made trillions of dollars? Where's my 1776 check that soldiers were supposed to, and service members, which was supposed to be a $2,000 check, but he decided 1776 was better because, America, that eagle jizz, he's just spewing everywhere and just tells everybody is cool. But he wanted to take almost $24 or something out of the pockets of every service member just so that it could say 1776. But I haven't gotten my tariff check back yet. Weren't we supposed to get tariff checks back, like $2,000 each?
All of it.
Those checks. I'm still waiting for. Yeah, they're all in the Qatari offshore accounts right now. And
so everybody, here's what
back to Russia.
Zev could probably talk to more about this than I can because this is more about Zev's kind of wheelhouse. But what we saw with Carney in writing his deal with China, and now we're going to see Friedrich Merz, who's the German chancellor, he's going to start doing this with China, and you're going to see the rest of the European Union doing this with China. And Shane's probably really on top of this too, by the way, because this is more his, So at the end of the day, everybody, what are we really talking about? We're talking about this administration has completely foobarred our trade deals with everybody else, has screwed up our economy, is forcing other countries to abandon us. See, even the dog agrees with me.
Dog bell going off.
Dog bell. And so what are we seeing? We're seeing our allies basically saying with one loud, resounding voice, we do not trust the United States anymore. They are not a partner in our view of the world anymore.
And we're going to find ourselves.
And honestly, everybody,
quick.
that should scare the living shit out of everybody, because what happens is that, remember, our debt's held by foreign agents in foreign countries. If they decide to call in those bonds, we are fucked.
Is this going to be the first world war that Germany is on the right side of history for?
It might be.
That's crazy. Can
Well, that
we
was-
be on the right side of history in this one too? Like, can we not be part of the axis of assholes? Because
Well, there is no other axis of assholes. We're just it.
no,
We have a
there's
whole,
Russia
we have a whole
and
category on our own at the top of the shelf right here. It's like, you know,
yeah, well, we're the Epstein class of assholes right now. In the US, that's what we are. We're the Epstein assholes around the world.
I mean, this is like so sad. Where like even the king of the king of the king of the king of Great Britain allowed his own brother to be arrested.
Mhm.
And
The
said
Queen's fucking
enough,
son.
like, right, and enough's enough. Like,
Yeah,
if Moubatten can be arrested, so can everybody else. There is nobody else. We're talking the royal family, and we're talking about the Swedish royal family too.
The
mhm.
longest reigning.
Was it the Swedish family or the Swiss family? I
monarch.
can't remember.
Isn't
There's-
it
there
the
was-
Danish? Like the
it was-
Danish monarchy is falling apart or something
Yes.
right now.
Mhm.
Yes.
I think that had something to do with the son or something. Like the son was charged with rape, and the mom like went
Yeah.
above and beyond to like try and protect him. And they were like, "Fuck that, we're not doing this."
I mean, would I could, as a Jewish American, I would never have ever been at the point in my life where Israel and the United States would be on the wrong side of the history equation. That is not how this was supposed to fucking go.
No.
Golda
Same.
Meir, she wasn't like the cleanest premier, prime minister of Israel, but she definitely tried to do it the right way. Begin, all the other prime ministers of Israel would not have pulled this shit. That's what's happening right now with Netanyahu.
Yeah. We've turned, like, as another Jewish American, we have bought in. We were sold a narrative on Israel that was very propagandized, and we allowed it to become the main narrative without pushing back on what Judaism truly is or what Jewish people are and who we are. And we allowed the Chabadists to take over and become the loudest voice in the room. And I think Eric, you and me and Lev would probably be a great person to have in that conversation too, about that group of people. But like, there's a sect of Judaism that has jumped in, and that is the reason for so much of the anti-Semitism going on, because they brought it towards us. They made it so we were the spotlight. We were the bad guys. Like, they became the bad guys by choice. And the axis of assholes is the Russian mob, is run by the Russian mafia. And that's what the US is. That's what Israel is. Both were taken over by the Russian mafia because Russia told us they were going to do it. Zev Shalev and Shane talked about this too, was like the whole Russian mafia influence piece, and how it's all the same. Like, we are a mob state. Israel was taken over by the Russian mafia on purpose.
We just bought
ahead.
a 129. We just bought a $24 million warehouse from a Russian-backed LLC. DHS did for $129 million in Georgia. Fucking 5 times the price. So yeah, you're right, Nick. We are a fucking monster.
No, it's because the toilet seats cost so much money.
Yeah.
Oh, those golden toilet seats. Did they give them toilet seats? Or is it that it costs so much to take the seats off the
And there was
toilets?
another story that broke on Ground News, by the way, where they found Israeli listening equipment inside Epstein's house.
Of course.
Well, yeah, not surprising.
I mean, not surprising, but I mean, like, we don't really. The whole
or
thing
the Israeli Russian spy who just disappeared.
Oh, Smirnov.
Smirnov, who's just gone.
Can I real quick just point something out? I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I've been trying to proactively.
Toot it.
No, well, I've been trying to proactively think about like how guys can be better, and that's like why we started the show and everything. And we have shitbags like Nick Fuentes and all those streamers and influencers and everything who just say whatever they want. I want guys, anybody watching this, to know that when you don't know about something, or when other people are talking about their lived experiences or something that they know, it's okay to shut the fuck up, and it's okay to listen. Like, I'm sitting here with 2 Jewish Americans and everything, and I'm the whitest guy in the fucking world, and I don't know anything about religion. I wasn't raised in it or anything. So just shut the fuck up and listen sometimes. You'll learn something, I promise. Sorry, that's all I wanted to say.
Hey, can I, since we're a little bit over our time, which
Yeah.
is fine.
I
I
got
want to
people
close
saying
this.
too,
Yeah,
so.
Eric, I want to give you a chance to promote yourself real quick, and then
thank you.
I want to close this out with.
This is not my site, by the way. Right here.
No, that's my site. That's my shop. Go visit my shop. You should buy some merch. Then I can hire some
Please
folks.
go visit Sick of This Shop by Nick Perro.
Here,
No.
let me let Eric first promote
Yes.
himself, so that because
Thank
he's
you.
got stuff to do. He's a busy man, unlike the rest of us.
No, that's not true. You guys are just as important as I am.
I'm
You've
not
got
where
doctor
you
in
are,
front of
though.
your name.
There it
Shut
is.
up.
Yeah, it's what
There
I
he
am.
is.
It's first of all, doctor is it's my job, not who I am. You guys should know that by now. So shame on both of you.
No, but you take care of all of us, so you kind of.
I do. I try.
You are.
I try. Listen, I try to be a good soul, and that's, hopefully there's a space for me upstairs waiting. I got a reservation on hold. I'm not ready yet, but anyway. So everybody, please, my Substack is drlulove.substack.com. I have no paywall. Everything of mine is free. I appreciate everybody that subscribes to me and follows me, and here's my stuff that is so outside the scope. I try to bring the medical news and the medical stuff digestible for the masses. So that's my role. So I appreciate everybody in here, and thank you to all the people who have been watching and participating. And I'm going to pass it off to the man upstairs in the Yankee hat.
Mariners.
Mariners. At least
no
Mariners.
Yankees today.
At least Mariners are pretty awesome.
Yeah, I know.
He actually didn't disclose which hat he was wearing earlier. Remember?
No, I just assumed it was a Yankees hat.
I made an assumption. Hat before. That's fair.
All right, Evan, promote yourself too, and then I'm going to close out our show with the last paragraph of my new article that's going to be coming out.
All right, I'll be shameless this week, because we talked about it earlier. I rely on VA disability. I'm a fucked up veteran. I'm crazy, and that allows me to do this work. One thing that I will say is that I'm feeling a lot better. I'm on the other side of a divorce and everything, or getting to the other side of one. And I feel more like myself than I have, and I don't know how long, and I'm ready to get to work. I'm putting out a lot of stuff about the shitstorm that we're dealing with streamers and influencers on the right, problems affecting working class people, veterans, all that sort of stuff, keeping up on regular newsletters. So subscribe to News from Underground. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Don't put that previous part where you're crazy on your dating site, by the way. Don't include.
Make sure that's the first sentence. I'm crazy.
I'm fucking crazy.
No dating sites. Nope. No, thank you.
And then because I'm wearing Walter on my back.
Where's Walter?
I'm wearing him on my back.
Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo? Where's Walter?
Where's Walter? He's on my back. You should go. Everybody, please support and subscribe to I'd Rather Be Writing with Walter Ryan. He's out today having a personal day, and I'm so excited to see if he got some pictures from his event. I think he's out skiing today, and it's going to be freaking awesome to see. He sent us a really cool picture the other day where he was like zoomed down, and the picture was up, but it was him skiing when his beard was like iced over. I'm so excited. So excited to see the pictures and get to talk with him again. Y'all know and love Walter.
I love
I've got
Walter.
him on my back with me today. And so come support Walter's work too.
What was the name of, by the way, what was the name of the monster animal in the Empire Strikes Back that swatted Luke off the Tauntaun?
Oh,
because that's what that's what he looked like with the picture.
I have no idea.
I forget, man.
Right?
I forget. If somebody knows in the chat, please shout it out.
I forgot
and
the
then
name of
come support me. Yeah, I forgot to. I love Star Wars. Like I got the poster, the wooden poster for the first Wampa. Yeah,
Wampa. There we go.
Yeah. big guy.
Evan,
Lost
Evan, Star Wars
himself.
for 2000.
No, no, I don't know shit about Star Wars. I just got quick Google fingers.
And so while we do this, come join me here at Sick of the Shit Publications, where we do a lot of this men's talk and discussions, and we're trying to make a manosphere that doesn't suck. Because Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tate and others like that are awful, are fucking awful people, and they suck, and they are making a lot of noise, and they're trying to capture the group that is in need of help right now, which is a lot of men. And I say that as a man is we need to help each other. We need to be the ones helping, because women and others have given us the tools and said, here's what you need to do. It's on us to take that accountability and do it. So that's what we're doing here at Sick of the Shit Publications. Diogenes Club is part of that. We're asking, where are the men? That's the heart of Diogenes, is where are the men? Or who is a man? What is a man? Well, we're going to help define it. So here in a couple minutes, y'all are going to get a new article from me coming out, actually in about a minute. So it'll be coming out right as we end this show.
Yeah.
I want to read the last paragraph from it, because Evan commented back. I sent it to Eric and Evan and Walter earlier to get their thoughts and feedback on before I sent it out. And Evan told me he really enjoyed this part, and I do too. This is one of my favorite pieces of this piece.
Full disclosure, I was coming off of Patience. I didn't get a chance to read it, but I'm looking forward to it.
And so here's what I have to say to close out my latest article, and I look forward to y'all being able to read it. I'll link it in the post show notes as well as a video from Chris Goldsmith explaining what to do around the VA stuff. He put a video out on YouTube, a short on what we can actually do to help focus our anger and focus what we need to do rather than just spitting out into the void. So here we go, y'all. And this is from On Offense, Intelligent Masculinity article number 5. There is no future where intelligent masculinity wins by being passive. The men most vulnerable to fragile masculinity are not looking for theory. They're looking for practical orientation, a way to understand their power, their anger, their responsibility, and the place in the world. If we fail to offer men and boys a disciplined, ethical, assertive model of masculinity, someone else will offer them a dangerous one. So this is the shift from explanation to assertion, reaction to initiative, dominance to stewardship, and go from defense to on offense. Intelligent masculinity does not ask for permission to exist. It shows up, sets standards, and lives with the consequences. And you know what? That is strength.
Ooh.
So I want to leave y'all with that.
Fire.
That's
fire. Fire.
God, that's what the fuck
Thanks.
I'm talking about.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for these articles to come out. And if anyone wants to cross-post them to their publication, or if there's larger publications that'd be interested in republishing these, I am open to having that happen, because I think this discussion is super, super important. So let's leave ourselves with that. Is we show up, we set standards, and we live with the consequences, because that is man, and that is strength. Thanks, y'all. Have a great day, and we'll see y'all again in 2 weeks for another Diogenes Club. Soon this will be a weekly show, so don't worry. Starting in March, we're going to be going weekly. So See y'all in 2 weeks. Thanks, you guys.
Everybody have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, guys.